Hi, welcome to another edition of the Alan Rosenberg Show. And I wasn't planning on doing a video tonight, but I got in the mood. And here's the reason why. Well, let's back up. About 2 years ago, I did a video, and at that time it was like the most popular video I did. If you go into my playlist under Artist Discographies Rankings, there's a video here, and it's called It May Be Shocking, but I Love Olivia Newton John. And then I did like a promo on it that said, I'm coming out of the closet. I love Olivia Newton John, which was shocking because even amongst my friends, I'm known as a rocker, a classic rock guy. And I always had a thing for Olivia Newton John. In fact, she was my free pass. My wife always said, if you can get Olivia Newton John, God bless you. I'll let you. I'll watch. Didn't happen, unfortunately. Anyway, I love Olivia Newton John. So anyway, let's talk about the movie XANADU from 1980. So every once in a while on TV, that movie will be on, and I'll put it on, and I'll get like 10 minutes into that movie, and I'm like, I can't watch this. This is the most god-awful movie I've ever seen. Let's tie that in with LaserDisc. If you know my channel, you know I love LaserDiscs. And I call LaserDisc the most inexpensive film school I ever went to because it forces me to watch movies that I would never watch. And through Criterion, you probably know Criterion, the greatest movies of all time. I have like 800 LaserDiscs. I've watched all of those movies and I studied them. It's just great. And then, I don't know when it was, fairly recently, I got this, XANADU on LaserDisc. This is an original LaserDisc called DiscoVision. This is like the poorest quality LaserDisc there is. Maybe one step above VHS, but the sound is good. Anyway, lo and behold, when you have LaserDisc, I have to watch the movie. And that's what I did last night. My wife's not feeling well. She went to bed early, and I sat up and I watched XANADU complete, the whole thing. And I said, I don't know, I made it through, and the whole point is XANADU as bad as everybody says it is, and as bad as those little 10-minute glimpses that I had previously seen. So let's talk about XANADU a little bit. Came out in 1980, starring Olivia Newton John, who was fresh off of Grease. Now, the co-star in the movie, here's XANADU, I'll show you again. And I don't really have a picture of the guy. The co-star, the main guy in the movie, is a guy named Michael Beck, who you might know. Here's another LaserDisc. There's Michael Beck. He was the star of The Warriors. Remember this classic? There he is, right there. That's Michael Beck. So he, who was the star of The Warriors, whatever year... Oh, this came out in 1979. So he was fresh off of The Warriors. Olivia Newton John is red hot because she's from Greece. And they come together and they do XANADU. It also has Gene Kelly, the legendary dancer, Hollywood star, in his last role. In fact, it's also got a bit part of Matt Lattanzi, who became Olivia Newton John's husband later on. She met him in the movie as well. So, let's talk about the soundtrack, which I have. It's a really good soundtrack. Half of it is Olivia Newton John, half of it is Electric Light Orchestra. Was a huge hit soundtrack. The movie was not a big hit, which is kind of interesting. In fact, I love a lot of the songs from there. You might know Magic, the Olivia Newton John song. I love that song. It was the #1 hit. The title track, XANADU, which is a little bit less of a thrill for me, but as Electric Light Orchestra, I think that was a #1 hit, at least over in the UK, if memory serves me correctly. All Around the World, another big hit. It's got a lot of hits. I love that song, Suddenly. Here's some of the tracks. This is from the LaserDisc. Suddenly, the one she does with, what the hell's his name? Cliff Richard. That was a huge hit. That's a great duet. It's even got the Tubes. Fee Waybill and the Tubes do a scene in XANADU. So musically, it's actually pretty damn strong if you like ELO and you like Olivia Newton John, which I do. It's even got a great animation segment by Don Bluth. You know him. I think this was his first role. And that was a thing called Don't Walk Away, a great animation piece, which is actually probably the best part of the movie. And Don Bluth went on to amazing things after Xanadu from that. So far, all sounds good. The basic plot is this. Michael Beck, that guy, is an artist, works for a record label. He does like reproduction of album covers for like Tower Records kind of a thing. He's really good at it, but he's not inspired. He's just bored with it. He has a passion, but it ain't for that. He meets up later on with Gene Kelly at the beach. Gene Kelly was a world-class musician back at the time of the big band. And he had a singer, a beautiful singer, who looked just like Olivia Newton John, because in the movie it is. And she left the big band, and then when she left, things kind of fell apart. And Gene Kelly lost his mojo, didn't have the passion for the music business anymore, and gave it up. And then he goes into business, becomes hugely successful, multi-millionaire, bazillionaire builder, but doesn't have the passion for the that he had for the music. So you got Michael Beck, who's lacking in passion. You got Gene Kelly lacking in passion. And lo and behold, what happens is, at one point, Michael Beck throws like this paper of artwork that he was drawing. He pays, and the wind blows it, and there's this mural against the street. And in this mural, there's 9 sisters. And because the paper flies by them, the pictures become alive. And lo and behold, these 9 girls are sisters. They are Greek muses, whose father is Zeus. They live in another universe behind that wall, basically. And these Greek muses will help Michael Beck and Gene Kelly get their mojo back. That's kind of what they do. So far, good plot, right? The acting's good. Obviously, Olivia Newton John is a great singer and amazing to look at. All sounds good. The name of her character is Kira. But this is where it gets kind of weird, because the whole movie is like roller derby. It's like not roller derby, roller boogie. She spends the whole movie just roller skating all over the place. She just pops up as this Greek muse and she's on roller skates, wherever. The whole movie is everybody's roller skating. I guess at that time, that was 1980. That was around the time of roller boogie. I don't know. It certainly looks really silly and dated at this point. But basically, they come up with this plot that they are going to work together, Gene Kelly and Michael Beck, and they're going to rebuild this kind of empty shell of a place that once had a great history, and they're going to turn that into XANADU, this great, amazing club, disco, music hall, concert hall, and Olivia Newton John as Kira is going to help them. Not a bad plot. It actually works really good, except for all this goofy roller skating. So far, so good. And then the ending, I don't want to give too much away, because maybe you'll watch it when you're drunk and it'll be a little bit better. But it just feels like it loses its way at the end. It becomes almost like a series of music videos. It's just kind of strange. In fact, there's this one scene at Xanadu after it opens, and Olivia Newton John comes out, and she does like a 30-second bit of a song, and then all of a sudden she's in a different outfit. Now she's a cowboy with a cowgirl, and she does a cowboy rodeo song, and then 30 seconds later she's changed a different outfit, does a different kind of thing, while everybody's roller boogieing all around. It's just kind of strange, and you're like, is this a movie or just a series of videos at the end? So the ending is just kind of strange. But overall, I gotta say, maybe it was late at night, and it was Olivia Newton John who I love. I didn't hate this movie. I didn't love it. It's like those movies that are so bad that they're kind of good, like that movie The Room, or Planet 9 from '69, whatever the hell that famous science fiction movie is from Ed Wood. Maybe it's kind of like that. It's just so goofy and so over the top and so strange that you kind of enjoy it. I did kind of enjoy it. Thank you, LaserDisc, because I never would have made it through it if it was on regular TV. So, have you ever seen Xanadu? Let me know what your thoughts are. I would love to know. But, you know, just a thrill seeing Olivia Newton John. And why did I finally take this LaserDisc out and watch it for the first time? Because I went to a record show this weekend, and I'll do a haul video in the next, I don't know, a couple of days or whatever. But I did buy 2 new Olivia Newton John vinyl albums from Japan. And I bought this. This is extraordinary. It says $60 on there. If you know me, you know I didn't pay anywhere near $60 for this. But this is a live vinyl album only available in Japan. And she doesn't have a lot of live albums. And this is, look at you, Olivia. I miss you so much. Anyway, great set list, great band, and what a wonderful person she was. But he wouldn't sell me this unless I bought this Japanese version of Physical. So I bought that, and we made a good combo price. I got both of them. So that's why I watched XANADU last night. Picked up a couple of other things. One of my viewers, thank you, has been telling me to get Breathless from Camel, and I never saw the CD. Found that. That was a great find. And I also bought the new Stones release of Hackney Diamonds of the live edition, which I will do a video of. Haven't listened to it yet, but I've heard it. We'll talk about that in another video as well. So anyway, back to XANADU. Let me know what you think. As always, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing, or if you haven't, hit subscribe. And if you're interested in that classic video from a couple years ago, Coming Out of the Closet, I'm a fan of Olivia Newton John. Check out that video on playlist, artist discographies. Thanks again. Have a great night. I'll see you next time on the Alan Rosenberg Show.